Introduction. So first let me explain the title. My name is Edward George Guerin, and I grew up in Dade City, Florida. Population about 4,000 at the time. Maybe another 3,000 or 4,000 who lived outside of the city limits. Small town. And yes, I was gay. I am gay. I've been out and proud since 1976 in Tampa, Florida. But I sure as heck didn't know anything about any of this until I was in my mid-20s. I heard names being called. I knew they were bad. That's all I knew. I knew I had my secret fantasies. I didn't think anyone else in the world shared them. Pretty lonely existence. Then there's that cracker word. So I need to explain that because it has different meanings in different communities. In the African American community, it is a pejorative term for Southern white folks. But here's where it comes from. It actually goes back to Shakespeare when the cracker was the loquacious storyteller who cracked the joke. Later, it migrated to South Georgia, and since the original Floridians came from South Georgia before the Civil War, they were brought there, mostly Scots-Irish people, to drove cattle. They're pretty low-class, hard-working folks, and very tough. Many of them fled Georgia because they saw the Civil War coming. There's a wonderful book by a man named Patrick Smith entitled A Land Remembered about one of the pioneering Florida families who did just that. So as Florida started filling up with people from mostly South Georgia, in the Panhandle, South Alabama, the name just stuck because people from Georgia call themselves crackers. White people from Georgia and white people from Florida call ourselves crackers. For us, it's a very proud term. What it means is we came here when there were no roads, no air conditioning, no electricity, no telephones. Not even wire screens had really come into wide use. So people had to live in houses with mosquito netting and no other things, no running water, none of that stuff. And the original industry in Florida was cattle. Florida is still the second largest cattle producing state in the country, but most people don't know that. Because most people who go to Florida go to one of the beach cities, go to the beach, turn around, or go to Disney World, and then go back to the airport and leave. Little do they know there's a whole other world out there they have no contact with, but it's the world I grew up in. So, just like people from Indiana call themselves Hoosiers, and that word actually has a very similar history. We original native Floridians who came before air conditioning, we're Florida crackers, and damn proud of it. So, and then of course, I was a young man, I was a boy. My parents moved up from Tampa to Dade City when I was 5 months old. So I am a small town queer cracker boy. I hope you enjoy the story. I think it took me a lot of years to realize what an unconventional background it was. And people tell me I'm a good storyteller, so strap in your seatbelt and I'm going to try to provide a very interesting ride, chapter by chapter. Thank you for checking this out. Have a wonderful day or night, depending on what's going on where you are.